I have been loving Modern Warfare so far. I've invested a lot of time into it already, more so than any COD of the past 4 years. However, in that time since the game's release, I have come across a number of undesirable players with undesirable playstyles, and I'm sure you have too. In fact, as you were clicking on this video, I bet you already had a vision in your head of a type of player you hope is featured in this video, and don't worry, we'll get to them. Some of the worst types of COD players are universal, however, and Modern Warfare has some quite unique, revolting ways to play the game, and even more horrifying spins on some old classic playstyles. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of the worst types of Modern Warfare players. M4 and 725 overkill users. Half of you watching this just jumped for joy, and the other half thought, oh shit, that's me. I'm not gonna lie, this class, M4 primary, 725 secondary, with the overkill perk plus a claymore for good measure, is the best class in the game. Hands down, any semi-competent player can dominate with it, and a good player using it barely even has to break a sweat to rack up the kill streaks. Well, actually not, I take that back. The good players are certainly sweating their arse off using this class, but the point is, it's easy. It's also boring. Like, come on, if you're still running this class, I don't know if there's any hope for you, but please, for both our sakes, try out another class setup, please. How many times a game do you run into this specific class? Like, even if you're not getting killed by it, I spot teammates running it all the time. It's like an epidemic. There are more than 2 guns in the game, believe it or not, and you never know, you might just be able to live through your KD dropping by 0.01 and have some fun in the process using another gun. It will come as a surprise to absolutely no one that campers make it into this video. In fact, they were already here, camping inside the video with 2 claymores planted and a shotgun waiting for you to click on the video. No, but seriously, we have seen unprecedented levels of camping in Modern Warfare so far. A lot of the players are scared for their lives if they even dare move outside a building. They get motion sickness when they hit the sprint button, fly back into their seat because the game is moving too fast for them, so they sit themselves down somewhere and just aim down sight, the whole game being as tactical as possible. The extreme levels of camping can be proven by playing Kill Confirmed, traditionally a fast-paced game mode that gets players moving, but no, on MW, and especially not in hardcore MW. If you thought camping was bad in core, you need to see it in hardcore. The players on there will honestly give you the creeps. Like, listen. There's literally no one shooting, it's crazy, and you'll find a hell of a lot of Kill Confirmed games don't actually end from a team reaching 65 tags. I mean, just look at those scores. It's bizarre, but this extreme yet traditional camping is something we've seen before. A new type of camping in Modern Warfare takes place in Ground War, where the campers set up base on the rooftops of Tavorsk district. And I'm not even talking of the players on top of the 2 main buildings. At least those campers have to put up some sort of a fight. Nah, I'm talking about the shitebags who sit on top of the other buildings, away from all the action, that you have to go out of your way to deal with. And by that I mean sprint all the way over to them, rappel up the lift shaft even though you already know what's waiting for you at the top. And even if it's not a claymore doing a camper's dirty work. Right, maybe I'll take the stairs then. So you run all that way up, and guess what? And even if you do kill a couple of these rooftop dwellers, it barely even scratches the surface of the amount of campers 100 stories high. It's that bad, it actually tempts you into pulling out a sniper and giving them a taste of their own medicine one by one. Take that, you bastards. Another type of camper who has established themselves as a proper nuisance in Ground War is the spawn camper. A type of camper who is so scared, so timid, that they won't even venture out of the safety of their own spawn to set up a campsite. That's like when you put up a tent in your own back garden and call it camping. No, that doesn't count. These spawn campers are actually on the bottom of the camping food chain. That's how pitiful these players are. You'll often spot a few glints from their sniper scope back in their spawn and actually just feel sorry for them. Well, that's if they don't actually manage to snipe you. I'm sure we can all agree that tank abusers in Ground War are some of the worst players you'll come across in the game. You'll be minding your own business, strolling down the street, and just find yourself deleted instantly by some wank in a tank. In the current state, they're simply just too easy to use. Just park yourself in front of a flag and have fun picking off all the helpless players who dare to spawn in near your tank until, well, infinity basically. You've unlimited ammo, so blast away until your heart's content. It's both funny and sad that the exclusive tank users and the campers are often the same people, because these freaks will actually camp with their tanks, usually on the cliff of the quarry map, just sitting up there the whole game, spraying shells down below on the players who are actually getting in it amongst the action. Players who are actually on the move, whilst they don't even bother moving their tank tracks. Even worse, imagine being the type of player who camps in a tank in their spawn. That's a hat-trick of shithousery right there. I couldn't even get close enough to this tank to lob a C4 on it. Now that's bad, but anyways, hopefully the tanks are nerfed in an upcoming patch. Whew, I gotta take a break before I get too angry there. I just want to say, if you're new here and enjoying the video so far, why not consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to join the notification squad, like the two legends on your screen and two players who I hope are not featured in this video. Anyways, from one vehicle user to another, we need to take a look at the shit helicopter pilots in Ground War. It's like these folk don't know it's possible to land the thing on a roof to use again, instead of bailing out it at the first opportunity, without a word of warning for you, by the way. Before you know it, you're spiralling down to earth. It is funny though, at any point in a Ground War match, just look up at the sky and you'll see an abandoned helicopter spinning through the air with their ex-pilots more often than not dying not long after they left it. If you're going to jump out at James Bond style, at least make sure you do something with your life so the heli's destruction wasn't in vain. The way these players treat helis inspired me to go out and become a sort of helicopter taxi for part of a game, and look how effective I was at taking my teammates where they wanted to go, which was sure to camp on roofs, but I think I made a good helicopter pilot and it was easy. I want to keep this one short and sweet, since you'll find them in every single COD and just about every single match you join, but it's players who don't play the objective, and there are more of them in this game than any other for a few reasons. One is the fast time to kill. You can be melted in a split second trying to run in the open to hop on a flag, and two, there's not as much incentive to play the objective in MW with the lack of score streaks. These players aren't gonna dare risk losing their precious VTOL by hopping on the B flag. Oh no, they'd rather just sit perched on a window ledge far away from any sort of objective. And finally, here's a type of player you may see a little more often in the coming days as the conversation about skill-based matchmaking heats up, and that is the reverse booster. In case you don't know, reverse boosting is when you intentionally plummet your KD for a few games in an effort to end up in easier lobbies. Whether this actually works or not is a different story, but you'll find these players repeatedly killing themselves with RPGs for pretty much the entirety of a match, and if they're on your team then you're most likely heading for a loss. Please don't be this person. We're all dealing with the same sweaty lobbies at the moment. Don't ruin someone else's match because you want to pub stomp on wee guys who literally just got the game, you shite bag. Folks, that's going to be all for this video. Please do leave a like on it if you've enjoyed it, and let's go for those 2,000 likes as always, and be sure to let me know in the comments what you think are some of the worst types of Modern Warfare players, or if you are one featured in this video. I also just want to quickly say sorry for possibly a change in my voice audio. I'm currently not in my usual office, but we'll be back to normal soon. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.